seen the movie Conspiracy Theory with Julia Roberts? Have you seen the movie 16 Blocks with Bruce Willis? Or how about White Men Can't Jump? Well, tonight we have a very exciting celebrity, an actor, a movie star, an entertainer to the highest degree. But beyond that, a very humane person, a man who is a promoter of keeping dreams alive for inner city children. And that's something that really takes a great deal of heart. It's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Cylk Cozart.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank Ms. Suzanne Weeks for hosting such a wonderful event and celebrating the entrepreneurship of our beautiful, wonderful, and talented women across the nation. I'd like to give her a hand. I've co-starred in many films. I grew up as a child that didn't really know who my father and mother was, so we can use that as an excuse. I've spoken all over the world to kids, to very successful people, and everyone has a story. Everyone can kind of say, woe is me, or this or that. But what I found out is that when you care about children, because everything starts when we're really small. I have a degree in child psychology, and the brain is one of the most intriguing things that I've ever studied. Every way that you sit and stand, the way you have your hand right here is the way you were as a kid. Just like that. We're just big kids. So I found out that if we don't pay attention to our children, that's why a lot of things are happening the way they are now, because a lot of the kids, they're just going to raise themselves. And what I found out in the educational system, that we haven't been paying attention to them. And yes, they're bored. The teachers are kind of boring. They just want to get a check. They're not really paying attention to our kids. With the company Keeping Dreams Alive that Glenn Stout started and Mr. Lowe, and I'm a very fortunate person to have done movies and traveled the world, but there's not one single thing that is more important to me than keeping dreams alive with children, because they're going to be like us pretty soon. They're going to be running the country. So what I did, I fused psychology and filmmaking and created a business model that works with Keeping Dreams Alive, that works. Now, with Ms. Suzanne Weeks, we have decided that we're going to grow this company out. And this model works. What I can do, I'm bringing the entertainment world to the educational world. I'll give you an example. In Memphis, there was a school that I spoke at. I asked them to give me their worst performing students. I mean, just the worst, D's and F's, even the ones that were unruly, that didn't want to listen at school, at class or anything. So I took those kids and I said, what's your worst subject? And they all said, history. We hate history. I said, okay. So I said, what are you at right now in history? And the teacher said, 1800s. Stonewall Jackson and all these things. I said, okay, good. Let's take chapters 1 through 5. That's our script. So we took chapters 1 through 5, and I had all the kids read it, and then I had a little video set up where we could film them. And I had one play Lincoln, had one play Stonewall Jackson, I had one play Mrs. Lincoln, one play John Wilkes Booth, another one played another couple to play the couple that hid John Wilkes Booth after he shot Lincoln. And so a wonderful thing happened. These kids all of a sudden became characters in a play or a movie. And they started listening to each other, just like an actor would in a scene. They started acting out these characters. And what happened, they remembered the material. It soaked in. And what that told me was that they were bored. They needed to get up. They needed to be more involved. The teachers needed to find another way to teach. And that's just one little thing that I found out through this program. So I knew that I had something. So I started a program, and it's going to start in Knoxville, Tennessee. What I want to do is have a film studio, like a mini Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal. Underneath that studio, you have a school, which is like a boarding school, which is a charter school, which makes sense because a lot of these kids fall through the cracks. We have a company called Stealth. It's about sports, about these high school athletes that everybody wants to go D1. Everybody wants to play for UCLA, University of Tennessee. Everybody wants to play, in Nebraska. But what happens is probably 1 or 2% that might get to go to those kinds of schools. In NIA schools, smaller schools, they're open right now. They're very open, and these kids can get a really good education if we pay attention to them. So that's one thing. Underneath this hub, going through Keeping Dreams Alive, these kids have a place to go. They have a place to go and study that they normally wouldn't be able to go get an education at a bigger institution. When they come through this program, they're going to learn life skills. We call one aspect is life as a stage. We create, like when you walk in here, you don't know anybody, you still have to be respectful. These kids that come out of these, a lot of broken homes and places they don't even have parents or anything, they're going to walk on through life not caring about anybody. Okay? That's just what they know. We need to teach them respect, self-respect. Now we get their attention. They love movie stars. They see me in movies. Wow, you work with Denzel. Wow, you work with Julia Roberts. Now I got their attention. Now I can teach them something. We just need to get their attention, and then we have them. We've been boring. We're so political that we've forgotten the common decency and the common core of our society, what we're made from, And there's no excuses. I don't have excuses. In fact, everybody that comes through my entertainment program, they have to clean, they have to sweep up, to respect that person, they have to clean. That's there 2 hours before they even get there, and there are 2 hours when they leave. You respect everyone in your eyesight. Therefore, you will get respect. And they learn this. And through KDA, Keeping Dreams Alive, and Miss Weeks, that's what we're going to do. And I want to start right here in South Florida. We're already in the process in Knoxville, Tennessee, but South Florida is perfect. I started my career here. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming. I hope to meet some people I haven't seen. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.